When you've lived with a character as long as fans have lived with Dexter Morgan, you start to see him less as a TV creation and more as a twisted old friend. Showtime's long-running saga of the Bay Harbor Butcher has never really ended. It's only changed shape season after season, death after death, rebirth after rebirth, and now, after all the blood and silence, Dexter. Resurrection pulls him back into the light once again. This time, the monster survives his own son's bullet. After being shot in the chest by Harrison, Dexter's body heals in a miracle that no one asked for, but everyone wanted to see. The man who once pretended to die in the storm returns not as a symbol of redemption, but as a shadow desperate to fix what he broke. His new mission is to save his son from himself. Harrison's trail leads to New York City, where the ghosts of Dexter's past begin to stir again. In the crowded streets and dimly lit apartments, Dexter senses that Harrison might be following his code, the same set of twisted ethics that once justified everybody on his table. And if the son has inherited the father's dark passenger, then Dexter must face the truth that this is no longer about controlling his urge to kill. It's about stopping his own legacy from spreading. But no resurrection comes without consequence. Old names begin to surface again. Angel Batista, the moral center of Miami Metro, now a man haunted by memories that never quite fit together. Years ago, he believed Dexter was dead. Now the evidence tells a different story. The pieces start falling into place, and the picture they form is one he can't ignore. Angel's investigation brings him to New York, to the same hospital where Dexter lies recovering. The reunion isn't warm. Angel confesses that his late ex-wife, Maria LaGuerta, once told him her suspicions about Dexter's true identity. She was right, and the guilt of her death has never left him. When former Sheriff Angela Bishop backs up the claim even briefly, Angel's instincts sharpen. He begins connecting every strange coincidence, every unsolved murder that never felt quite right. What starts as curiosity turns into obsession. By the time Angel realizes what he's chasing, it's too late. Dexter's world is built on lies and blood, and anyone who digs too deep gets buried in both. In the penultimate episode of the new series, Angel finally discovers the truth, the real undeniable truth about who Dexter is. But before he can bring that truth into the open, a man named Leon Prater, one of Dexter's few remaining allies, decides to protect his friend at all costs. Angel Batista wakes up on a cold table, wrists strapped, a familiar sight for fans who know what that means. Dexter's kill room is back plastic sheeting, bright light, the ritual precision that once defined him. Yet this moment feels different. Dexter looks down at Angel, the man who stood by him for years, the friend who still calls him brother. And for once, the butcher hesitates. He can't do it. For all the blood he's spilled, Dexter still has a heart somewhere deep beneath the scars. He frees Angel, hoping that maybe Mercy can rewrite his story. But Mercy has no place in Dexter's world. Angel sees the truth, and the truth destroys him. The moment he's released, he turns against Dexter, determined to bring him down once and for all. That decision seals his fate. Leon Prater, desperate to protect Dexter, pulls the trigger. Angel falls, and with him dies one of the last pieces of Dexter's humanity. It's not Dexter's hand that kills him, but the guilt is the same. Every life around Dexter becomes collateral damage in his lifelong struggle between the man he pretends to be and the monster he truly is. For the fans who have been there since the beginning, Angel's death hits hard. He wasn't just another body on the table, he was the soul of the show, the last decent man left in a world rotting from Dexter's secrets. But as actor David Zayas later revealed, he always knew Angel wouldn't survive. He signed on to show a darker side of his character, a man stripped of authority, wandering New York without a badge, clinging only to the belief that justice still means something. Angel's farewell doesn't have to be permanent, though. In Dexter's universe, the dead never stay gone for long. His mind is a haunted house filled with ghosts. Deb, Rita, Dokes, and now Angel, all whispering reminders of the people he's lost and the lives he's ruined. In Season 2 of Resurrection, Batista could easily return, not as a man but as a memory Another hallucination sitting across from Dexter as he debates his next kill. And maybe that's the real curse of being Dexter Morgan. The people you love never leave, but they never live either. Over nearly 2 decades, the Dexter franchise has turned death into its own kind of storytelling language. Every major character, friend, foe, or family has danced with the angel of death that follows him. Lila, Trinity, Rita, Deb, all of them met the same fate, all linked to Dexter's need to kill, his belief that murder can somehow be controlled. The irony is painful. He wanted to save people by killing killers, but all he ever did was multiply the suffering. His wife, his sister, his friends, each one lost because of the life he chose. Angel's death is just another stitch in that endless red thread. By now, it's clear that anyone with good intentions in Dexter's world is doomed to die, while the ones carrying darkness like Dexter and Harrison are the only ones who seem to survive. That's what makes the possibility of more legacy characters returning both exciting and terrifying. Detectives like Vince Masuka and Joey Quinn, the old faces from Miami Metro, are still alive, but for how long? The first season of Resurrection showed that nostalgia isn't protection. The series has no interest in preserving the past for sentiment's sake. Quinn, now promoted to lieutenant, is still holding things together back in Miami, while Masuka keeps working the crime lab with the same inappropriate humor fans loved him for. But when Angel leaves his post to chase the truth in New York, those two are pulled back into the story. They know too much, and in Dexter's world, knowledge is the most dangerous weapon. If Angel's death taught us anything, it's that the pursuit of justice in Dexter's orbit ends in tragedy. Quinn, already broken by the loss of Deb, the woman he truly loved, may not survive another heartbreak. And Masuka, despite being the comic relief for so long, deserves more than to become another cheap death. If Resurrection decides to bring them back, their stories need weight, emotion, and respect. Otherwise, it's just another body count. Because that's where Dexter has gone wrong before. Some of the show's deaths were perfect, shocking, meaningful, like Rita's murder that turned the entire series upside down. But others, like Deb's death, were hollow. A character who carried the show from day one, written off with a stroke, her death used only as a way to give Dexter one last tragedy before disappearing into a fake death. Fans never forgot how carelessly that was handled, and neither did the writers of Resurrection. This new series, at its best, feels like a confession, an attempt to atone for all those creative sins. By bringing back the ghosts, by giving Angel a meaningful final chapter, it tries to restore what the finale of the original show took away: closure and consequence. And yet the story is far from over. Dexter and Harrison now stand as two sides of the same coin, father and son, killer and heir, each convinced he's doing what's right. They are both the future and the end of the legacy. Everyone else, from Miami to New York, is just caught in the crossfire. As the blood dries and the city sleeps, you start to wonder if Dexter's curse isn't just the need to kill, but the need to keep coming back. He can't die? Not really, because the world still wants to see what happens when evil tries to become good and fails. Maybe that's why we keep watching, because deep down we know Dexter can't escape his fate. Every time he tries, someone else pays the price. And maybe one day, when the story finally ends for real, there will be no more ghosts, no more codes, no more resurrections, just silence. Until then, the butcher walks again.